Hey there ninjas, and welcome back to another video. This is the first video in a series of case study videos about using an expired domain for your affiliate website. Now, if you're interested in learning what an expired domain is and how to find them, check the link in the description. I'll put a link to a video that I did previously on that. This series is purely focused on the results of the affiliate website that I'm working on that was based from an expired domain. Now, I'm going to launch these videos at least once a month. They're going to be shorter than this one. This video is going to be a little bit longer just because I want to go through the initial setup and the site structure. So without messing about, let's get to the laptop and we'll get started. So the first thing that I wanted to go through is why I actually chose to go for the gaming niche itself. Now, it's not a niche that I was initially going to get into. It's something that I've thought about in the past, but I've never actually really done a lot of research into it. I was actually going to go for more of a micro niche site and potentially look at expanding. But I came across the domain name on SERP Names and I just thought it was a really good domain, really good opportunity, and just something to really grow a big authority site out over time. And it's a fun niche to get into. So there's obviously a couple of pros and cons like there are with every single niche that you can potentially get into. The pros is that it is an evergreen niche, so it is good all year round and it will always be around in some degree. It's not got the seasonality that some niches do have, and I have worked in a lot of niches that do have quite a lot of seasonality, and that can just be a little bit of a pain, as you're working on the site and not seeing the returns until it's high in that niche, high in that seasonality. The other pro is that there are a lot of content opportunities, so it can be a massive website. You can build a really big site out of it. Again, I've worked in sites on sites where you kind of hit a ceiling, so there's only so much content you can write about that micro niche, and then you really struggle with the growth other than going into sub niches. But again, that's only possible if the domain name allows it. So with the gaming niche, there are a lot of content opportunities. Third, probably one of the most important things for me is that I do have a personal interest in it. I do like to game. I play games quite a lot when I can in the evenings, so it's just something good to draw that interest on, and then I'm not going to get too bored with it. Again, there's been sites I've worked on that I've started really passionate about, but then over time it's just kind of got a little bit more like it's just ruined the hobby at the end of the day. I got into archery, I built an affiliate site about that, and then to be honest, after a few years I got absolutely sick of it. So it can really kill hobbies and interests if you're working on it too much and you burn out. The fourth, and probably one of the most important things as well, is that there are multiple revenue streams available. So particularly with the gaming niche, you obviously have affiliate marketing when you're recommending things like keyboards, computers, chairs, desks, all of those things. You've also got a lot of display advertising opportunities because you're going to be doing a lot of content on informational content. You can then do revenue through info products if you're doing a particular detailed guide on a game, or you've got merchandise, but then there's also different opportunities in terms of you can make revenue from the site itself, or you can make revenue from a Twitch stream or a YouTube channel. So there are lots and lots of different revenue streams available. Now, the two biggest cons to the gaming niche is that it is competitive. It is incredibly competitive. There are some very, very big names out there that obviously jump on some of the newest games and get ranked quite quickly. But at the same time, there is a lot of great opportunity in the niche as well for newer and smaller sites. So even though it is massively competitive, there is still a lot of room available. And to be honest, I always look at the competitive niches as something that I can strive to beat. Obviously, you're not going to beat the biggest names in the business, but you can still build up a good authority. And ultimately, your competition is only the top 3 results in the search engine. So you don't have necessarily a ton of competition, but yeah, it's a challenge, but one that is worth doing. The other con is that it is an ever-changing niche. So new games come out all the time. Old games get shelved and no longer play anymore. So you do need to kind of keep up with those changes. Again, on a tech basis, laptops change, headsets change, keyboards change. It is an ever-changing niche, so it's something that you kind of have to be very involved in and actually respond to those changes. You know, when an update comes to a game, a patch comes for World of Warcraft or whatever, you have to be able to write about those patch changes, and just, you don't necessarily have to, but if you're obviously building a big authority site, then it's definitely worth doing that. So there is that to bear in mind. So what actually happened to the existing content on the expired domain? So as I've said in a previous video, there are 3 ways in which you can do an expired domain. Use it as a PBN, put a new site on there, or just add or just do a 301 redirect. I've decided to completely remove the existing content and create a new website on there, and basically just 301 all of the existing content back to the homepage so that I'd make the use of those backlinks. Now, the reason behind that is because the site was actually structured in a way that it had the dates in the perma title in the permalinks. So I didn't like that format. I wanted to have very much hard silos. So I didn't want content that was in a folder in 2015. So I kind of wanted to just tidy that all up, so did a 301 redirect to the homepage. And to be honest, 95% of the content wasn't that great anyway, and a lot of it was just thin content. So I think that was the best decision in this particular case. So when we look at the site structure, this is kind of what I'm going for in terms of the siloing, and going for hard silos and looking at topical clusters. So we have game guides, and then below that we have Fortnite and articles related to that. And we can kind of see here how that's going to be in the URL structure. So again, game guides, the game, and then the article. And that's very much how it's going to be structured. And then we have gaming gear, which again is going to be structured into individual silos based on those particular I don't know the word for it, but items within the gear. So, you know, we've got gear, we've got keyboards, and I've spelt this wrong, but that's not copied from the URL, but that's meant to be best quiet gaming keyboards. So I will have to check the URL on that. I don't think it is misspelled, because I think I just copied this from the screen. So I definitely have to check that, because that is a proper newbie error if I've done that. I would not be surprised. But then we're going to have other silos such as game reviews. There might be a news one. There might be interviews and things like that. So yeah, we'll see how that grows over time. But these 3 are going to be the main ones, particularly these 2. And that's, like I say, how it's going to be structured. And hopefully that explains it quite well. So obviously, what have I done so far? Like I say, I've only been doing this site for about a month now, so maybe just a little bit over a month, and in that time I have been away with work, so probably at most 3 weeks worth of work. So what I've done so far, I've done a content plan loosely, so I need to do more of a content plan. I need to kind of really get the content planned really well. The thing is like I say, with it being ever-changing niche, I do need to keep up with new updates, and also I actually need to start playing these games as well. So I have spent a bit of time actually getting some new games and playing them and just being able to get familiar with the actual game itself before I start writing content on it. But yeah, it's not going too bad, the content plan. I've obviously built the site, so with certain names they gave me the branding, they gave me a nice logo, they gave me a good color scheme and fonts, and to be honest I was going to create my own, but the ones that they provided are excellent, so I've decided to keep with them. So I built the site, obviously set up the plugins and the theme and all of that stuff. So the theme that I've gone for is Generate Press and a whole load of plugins which I'll share. There's not too many, to be fair. Socials, I've not created all of the socials, so I've created a YouTube channel for me to upload some videos to. And I've created a Twitch channel which I stream to. So I've started streaming to Twitch. I do that twice a week. It's obviously very new. I'm not getting any viewers at the moment, so it's literally me just sat there playing a game while talking. But it's a learning experience. I'm learning the platform. I'm going to be testing different things in different times and different games, obviously. But yeah, that's going to take a bit of time, but that's all there to help build the authority of the site itself. Articles written, so I've written 18 articles. Now this does include the hub pages, which doesn't actually have any content on there other than links to existing pieces of content. So they don't really count so much. In terms of actual written content, there's about 9 articles. And that's worked out at about 18,000 words. So there's on average 2,000 words per article, some more, some less. It just depends on what's ranking for that term. So just some results so far. So this is a site overall from Search Console. Obviously this is after the redirect, and this is a new account in Search Console, which is why there is a drop. But we can see that it's obviously getting some impressions on the new content, which is good. And I expect that just to continue to grow nicely. This is one of the pieces of content, and like I say, this has only been indexed for less than a month. As we can see, it was indexed roughly on the 13th of September, and it's already getting traffic within a month's time, within about 3 weeks. So that is what I feel is the power of an expired domain, is this just the fact that you don't have that waiting period. It's already ranked, it's already getting traffic, and it's got keywords in there. So yeah, we're doing well with that. Again, just another example of an article that was actually published around the 26th of September, so about 2 weeks ago. And again, already getting some traffic. Obviously nothing to shout at home about, but it's getting some traffic, which is good. And then again, we've just got another example here. So hopefully you found that useful. I'm really excited and positive what the next few months are going to bring to the website, and obviously what content I can get added to it. A lot of work ahead, as you'll know. Now, if you are interested in getting an expired domain, I do use SERP Names. They are an excellent domain name provider, and they do a lot of background checks, and they've got a lot of cool features, such as providing you with the previous site on there as well. So definitely worth checking them out. Use the code AMNinjas to get a nice little discount. And yeah, I'll put a link in the description so you can go check them out.